Hello, this is going to be a nice simple guide on how to connect a Bluetooth controller to your AYN Thor. So for this example, I'm using a DualSense PS5 controller. For the curious amongst you, this is the Death Stranding 2 edition. So all you need to do, kind of like you would with a phone, if you head down to your settings and then go to connected devices, you're going to need to use this pair new device. Now on a PlayStation controller, the way to enable pairing mode is to hold the select button, I refuse to call it the share button, and the PlayStation button. So if I hold that for a few seconds, there we go. Very, very faint, but you can see that it is flashing there. So now if I go into pair new device, then there it is, DualSense wireless controller. Take a second. It'll ask if you to allow access to the contacts and call history. Very welcome to. And there we go. So the light's gone blue. So now I can use this to actually navigate through the menus. And if you use on a PlayStation controller the touchpad, I can use this as a mouse. Although I don't know how effective that would be. Oh, it's not too bad actually. So I swipe up. No, that's annoying. So you'll also obviously need to pair this with your emulators just to make sure that the inputs register. So just as an example, I'm going to head into DuckStation. I'm going to go over to our control settings and then over in port 1, I'm going to tap the controller type, make sure it sets a DualShock. You can perform an automatic mapping, and then you can see there my DualSense is listed there, so I'm going to tap that. And if you remember back to my initial DuckStation setup video, I did have to go and remap some of the controls myself. However, as this is a PlayStation emulator, it's done it perfect first time. So if I just test triangle, circle, X, square, obviously the pairing process will be slightly different depending on your controller. For example, if you use an 8-bit DO controller, there's multiple profiles in there. So check the documentation that came with the controller, and then it'll tell you how to set that up. So just as a test, let's boot into a nice quick game I can get into. Do some Tony Hawk's. So I'll just pop this into fast forward to skip through some of the initial setup stuff. There we go. So as you can see, only touching the device, I'm not touching the Thor itself in a single session. So there is a slight latency. Bluetooth isn't the fastest of devices, so you might experience that. So for those of you not aware what latency is, it's the delay between the input and the action. So we'll just wait for this to load up. So there we go. So I'm controlling Tony with a controller, and then I always forget there's no reverts on Tony Hawk's 2. So there we go. So yeah, nice and simple tutorial. If that helped you out, then I'd appreciate a like and a subscribe. I didn't land that 900. So there we are. Yeah, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe. Tell your friends, and I'll see you in the next one.